do that better.
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Herner.
And I'm Sarnity Prophet. Welcome to Newswatch.
The Freedom Flotilla has grabbed international attention for its efforts to provide humanitarian assistance to Gazans.
The mission was compressed of activists from 47 countries and one professor from Ohio University. Newswatch reporter Charlotte Ianfeld has the story.
Thomas Hayes had 2 days to decide whether he would fly across the world to join the Freedom Flotilla. It wasn't a hard decision.
What then must I do? What then must I do? And when this opportunity, it presented itself to me on the 24th, and I needed to be in Trento, Italy by the 26th, so I just blew out the door.
Hayes trained with other journalists and medical professionals for the journey and abduction they could face on the way to Gaza. This was Hayes' second voyage with the Freedom Flotilla, joining them earlier this year. Hayes and the group believed they would be stopped the next night. But, as reported by the BBC, their ship was intercepted a night early in international waters.
We were all chanting, "We are journalists, we are medics, we are journalists, we are medics," until they shoved their guns in our faces and told us to shut up.
According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, journalists and medical professionals testified to being beaten and threatened by Israeli forces.
Then they would basically lift them and then shove their heads down and frog march them as fast as they could go into a holding pen.
From there, according to the human rights group Adala, they were taken to Keziat prison. There, Hayes and others claim Israel prevented detainees from accessing medicine, and they were subject to inhumane conditions.
Eventually, I was denied my medication. I'm 70 years old. 70-year-old people need their medication. There were diabetics among us who were also denied their medication. But this is nothing compared to what Palestinian prisoners. Keziat is a notorious prison.
In a statement on their website, the Israeli Foreign Ministry called claims of mistreatment brazen lies and said all detainees' legal rights were fully upheld. After receiving legal representation, Hayes and others were released and flown to Turkey. And as the ceasefire was announced this week, Hayes stressed the importance of providing aid to Gazans at risk.
Look, winter is closing in. If the world, the globe, doesn't respond on the level of the Berlin airlift or the Marshall Plan right now, open all of the crossings, repave the Gaza airstrip, open a maritime humanitarian corridor, which was what we were trying to accomplish, I doubt a single Palestinian infant will survive this winter. Winter is coming, and they have no shelter.
Reporting in Athens, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld.
WOUB reached out to the Israeli government for comment, but received none.
Since returning to Ohio University, the university has suspended Haynes from teaching for violating a rule in the academic handbook by changing the modality of his class during the semester.
Now for a look at what's in store here in Athens, let's hear from forecaster Calvin Stebbins. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a beautiful homecoming weekend, especially here in Athens. We do have a bit of high pressure system sitting over our area, and that will allow our highs to jump into the mid to low 80s heading into tomorrow. But taking a look at the rest of the weekend, we are going to see this low pressure system mixed in with this cold front move into our area. So the chance of gusty winds and rain will return. But just taking a look at the surrounding areas just south of I-70, 64 in Zanesville and 66 in Lancaster. Then through the Ohio River Valley, 69 in Huntington and 66 in Parkersburg. Taking a look at Athens currently, it is 67 degrees with clear skies. Those clear skies won't be sticking around for most of tonight though, as those clouds will return where we'll see that overnight low of 48. So if you are going to any of those Friday night light games, make sure you wear sweatpants and sweatshirt, and I'd even recommend a coat and a hat because it will be a bit on the cooler side out there tonight. Then heading into tomorrow, we'll see a high of 82 and then a low of 59. Stay tuned to see my full weather. Thank you, Calvin. Healthcare providers soon may be required to give parents full access to their child's healthcare records. That's what the My Child, My Chart Act aims to do. State representatives overwhelmingly support it, saying it will allow parents to make informed decisions about their kids' medical care. But critics worry the act will unintentionally violate HIPAA, a federal law protecting patients' privacy.
Under HIPAA, there are some things minors can do without parental consent, like donating blood or getting a rape kit. The bill now moves to the Senate. Meta and Google are backing opposing bills in the Ohio State House concerning age restrictions on app stores. Meta supports the bill requiring app stores to ask for parental permission for kids under 16 to download certain apps, while Google is pushing for a bill that would excuse some apps, like social media sites, because they have their own age restrictions. Both bills target app stores instead of individual apps because of recent cases where judges struck down age verification for apps because they were too broad.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is at the White House for a high-stakes meeting with President Donald Trump. Ivan Rodriguez reports on today's meeting discussing talks in Ukraine.
President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky meeting at the White House Friday to discuss strategies to end the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia.
President Zelensky of Ukraine has endured a lot. I mean, he really has. He's endured a lot, and we've endured it with him. To be honest, it's been a long time, and I think we're making great progress.
Zelensky making his plea to the U.S. for more long-range weapons, specifically Tomahawk missiles, which can travel more than 1,000 miles to help Ukraine target deep inside Russia.
President Trump is really showed for the world that he can manage ceasefire in the Middle East, and that's why I hope that he will do this, and we will also have such big success. For Ukraine, it's a big chance.
It's been more than 3 years since Russia launched a full-scale invasion into Ukraine. This map shows in red the areas where Russian troops are present. Ending the war has been a top goal of Trump's since returning to the Oval Office. In August, he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. But some Ukrainian leaders think the U.S. should be doing more.
And there has not been any pressure put on Russia. And there have been promises and the deadlines that were pushed again and again, which right now looks like an appeasement to Putin.
Friday's meeting comes a day after Trump held a phone call with Putin, where the two leaders agreed to meet face-to-face at a later date in Hungary. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Coming up, if you're planning on starting a family later in life, doctors say you should be aware of added risk.
It's been a beautiful day out there, but how long will it last? Stay tuned to see my full weather.
Next in sports, it's high school football week 9, and the season's flying by. We've got conference title races to preview when we come back.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
Our daughter's missing. Call Chief Inspector Maygrave.
The girl you can't find.
You must be as bad a detective as your father was at running the estate.
He and I grew up in the same village. He wants to renew an old grudge.
Famar has been receiving death threats. I would like you to investigate them.
Famar has an instinct for people's weaknesses. Next time, be more careful.
Where are you going?
To find out who wants to kill a billionaire.
Maygrave on Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
On Masterpiece.
No more big drops, smaller deposits, different banks.
The gold is either here or being brought here in patches.
We'll set up surveillance points here and here.
According to this, you're sourcing the gold from a single mine in Sierra Leone.
There's no gold here, my love. You can stop digging.
When the money's gone, that's the finish line. All we can do is run a little faster.
The Gold on Masterpiece. Sunday at 10 on WOUB.
You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
This is our chance to prove ourselves.
Here's to possibilities.
Well, then we best get started.
There's much about me that you don't know.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. You have been busy.
Justice never sleeps.
Every time I see you, there are more of you.
And we're even more successful.
You are many things. You're not boring.
Let's not get carried away.
We are going to do this together.
I'm really impressed.
We're looking for 3 tons of gold.
It's murder. We have a match.
Probably just coincidence.
Nope.
There's never a dull moment.
High school football's regular season is coming to a close with just 2 weeks left before playoffs.
And there's a lot on the line tonight, and Gridiron Glory has you covered. We've got Grant Kiefer live from Miami Trace, which is one of many games with conference title implications.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, what an unbelievable week for the 7-4 row. We have maybe the best slate of games all season long. Conference title races galore tonight. Let's go ahead and start with the game we're at tonight. Jackson at Miami Trace. There is a lot of history on the line for this one. Jackson's won 5. This could be their 5th straight FAC title. Winner clinches at least a share of the title. Miami Trace does stand in the way. The Panthers are one of 7 undefeated teams in our coverage left. They've never won the FAC. Could this be the year? So we go ahead and take a look at the standings here. The winner clinches at least of a share. Like I said, there's a chaos scenario that could happen. Stay with me here now. If Jackson wins tonight, Chillicothe beats them next week, and Miami Trace wins next week, you would have your first ever 3-way share title in the FAC. Let's go ahead and move on to the MSL. The stakes are the same in this one as 2 undefeated teams in conference square off, and it's an unstoppable force versus an immovable object. Bloom Carroll's unreal defense against Hamilton Township's high-flying offense. Bloom Carroll gave up its most points of the season last week. It was just 15, but hey, Hamilton Township averages a whopping 35 points a game. Like I said, same stakes as Jackson and Miami Trace. Winner clinches at least a share of the conference crown. Both teams have conference games next week, so there's still a shot at a share if you lose tonight. Unlike the FAC, there's no one else in contention. It'll either be Bloom Carroll or Hamilton Township. All right, let's go ahead and stay in the MSL with the Cardinal division. The stakes are a little bit different, though. More on that in a sec. Fisher Catholic has exceeded expectations already with 7 wins this year, and will look for number 8 against the stellar Grove City Christian squad, who won the Cardinal outright in 2024 and has a repeat on its mind. Here's where the stakes are different. This is Fisher Catholic's last conference game, so a win tonight clinches the title outright. GCC still has one more conference game next week, so a win tonight only clinches a share. No one else is in play, with several teams at 2-2 in conference. All right, the game of the week is what everyone is familiar with, but we didn't know what this game would mean earlier in the season. Tri-Valley and Sheridan have become the Week 9 staple, but things looked bleak early on. Sheridan started 0-2, but has rattled off 6 straight wins. Tri-Valley had an up-and-down start to the season, but has won 5 of its last 6 to be right there in the mix. This is the same scenario as the MSL Cardinal. This is Sheridan's last MVL big game and clinches the conference with a win tonight, while Tri-Valley can only clinch a share. Would have to go on the win next week to clinch it outright. A lot on the line for what my man Stephen Crowley has dubbed the MVL Super Bowl. Here are some other clinching scenarios around the region this evening. Cole Grove just needs a win at home for a share of the OVC title. The TSL can't be decided tonight, but the winner of Warren and Fort Fry moves to 2-0 with a 1-game lead. New Lex is down to its final conference game, so win tonight clinches the MVL Small outright. Waterford and Wheelersburg also can both clinch shares this evening. All right, that was a lot to cover in 3 minutes, Josh. I'm going to have 30 minutes later for you at 11:30 on WIUB.
Yeah, thank you, Grant. So, Calvin, I know we got a lot of high school football games. You just heard it from them. What weather can the folks at home expect tonight?
You know, at least in the surrounding areas, it's going to be a bit on the cooler side of things. We're going to see our lows dropping down to the mid to high 40s, just a lot of clouds out there. So it's just going to be a cooler night out there for sure.
So you're saying bring the jacket and the long sleeves,
Oh,
right?
for sure, yes.
Right.
But if we're just taking a look at our fronts map around the United States, we are starting to see some high pressure just sitting stationary over our area, and that has continued to last over the past few days. Now, in the upcoming days, we are going to see this low pressure system and cold front move into our area. And alongside with that, we see a bit of ridging occurring right here in this areas between Missouri and then stretching all the way up into Minnesota. And that's just a lot of warm air just getting dragged in alongside with that low pressure system. Taking a look at our temperature map just around the country, we can see exactly where that ridging is occurring just as far north as Kansas City and then stretching across from Wichita to Louisville. We can also see exactly where that cold front is now just starting to push through alongside with it. But over the past 24 hours, we have seen our lows dip down into the mid to low 30s over the night and then bounce right back up into the mid 60s. So it's just been a beautiful fall day out there. Taking a look at our satellite, over the early morning hours, we didn't have all that much cloud cover, which allowed those lows to dip down into the mid 30s. But as the day has progressed, we've started to see clouds starting to form alongside the Indiana-Ohio border, and they continue to track into our area. taking a look currently in Athens, it is 67 degrees with lots of clear skies. Those clear skies won't be sticking around all that much longer, though, as mostly cloudy skies are rolling in just from our west, and we'll see that overnight low of 48. And then heading into tomorrow, we'll see a high of 82. So if you are going out for any homecoming activities or any Saturday football games, make sure you wear shorts and a t-shirt and grab an extra bottle of water because it will be a bit on the warmer side of things. And then we'll see that overnight low of 59. Taking a closer look at tomorrow morning, we can see these high pressure systems continuing to form, and then we're starting to see this low pressure system just continuing to track in heading into tomorrow night. Those high pressure systems are getting pushed off to the east coast, and this low pressure system is continuing to intensify and march its way into our area. Heading into Sunday morning, those low pressure systems are now starting to establish themselves and starting to rain down on these areas, and it's continuing to track. And then heading into Sunday, we're going to see just a lot of rain, the chance for a gusty wind or two, and it's just going to continue to track into our area. Taking a look at our 7-day outlook, at least for Saturday, mostly sunny skies. We'll get those summer highs of 82 and then the low of 59. And then heading into Sunday with that low pressure system and cold front moving through, 100% chance of showers. We'll see a high of 71 and a low of 41. And then we're going to finally starting to feel that fall weather. High of 64 on Monday with sunny skies and that low of 44. Then heading into Tuesday, that chance of rain will return with a 30% chance of showers, high of 64 and a low of 39. That chance of rain will be washed out heading into Wednesday, partly sunny skies, and we'll get that high of 59 and a low of 35. Then heading into Thursday, partly sunny skies. We'll see a high of 62 and a low of 39, and those clouds will continue to move back into our area as another low pressure will move into our area. We'll see some overcast skies, high of 65 and a low of 41.
We're here today to announce a historic victory for American women, mothers, and families.
Next on Newswatch, President Trump announces plans to make IVF more accessible.
I find this dividing of science and art incredibly problematic.
In reality, it's all one beautiful, complex system.
I think we all have a deep connection to the Earth. I'm obsessed with microbes,
Space exploration,
environmental reparation.
There is a hole in our environment, the shape of you. Can you fit back in?
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
The Cartober fundraising drive is on. Help give back this month by donating your used car, truck, RV, or boat to our station. Donating is easy and it's tax deductible. Just call this toll-free number. Schedule your free pickup, we'll tow it and give you a donation receipt. Can't donate a car? Spread the word by telling your friends or family. Learn more by calling this toll-free number or visiting us online.
President Donald Trump is planning to expand access to IVF treatments. The administration says they will start by making common fertility drugs and IVF treatments more affordable. Sherelle Hubbard has the latest details.
We're here today to announce a historic victory for American women, mothers, and families.
The deal, announced Thursday, is a part of an effort towards aggressively reducing out-of-pocket and health plan costs for in vitro fertilization treatment.
The number one fertility drug used in IVF is currently 700% more expensive in the United States than the rest of the world. And you know, we're ending all of that.
The 3 IVF drugs that will be sold on Trump RX typically cost $5,000 per cycle. Beyond drugs, IVF costs can average $20,000 to $30,000. But the announcement falls short of Trump's campaign promise of universal free IVF coverage for those seeking it.
I'm like the father. I consider myself to be the father of fertilization, remember?
The administration announced an agreement with one of the world's leading manufacturers of fertility drugs to offer a deep discount when selling to American patients. Members of Trump's cabinet also previewed a plan to spur employers to offer free IVF coverage to their employees.
Creates a legal pathway for employers to offer fertility benefit packages to people that need them, similar to how dental, vision, and life insurance are currently offered.
Trump said he's encouraging employers to improve IVF access through healthcare insurance plans that offer elective add-on insurance. However, employers are not being compelled to offer IVF coverage, nor will there be a requirement for government or insurance company coverage. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
More affordable IVF treatments could be good news for adults choosing to start or expand families later in life. Experts, however, are warning of possible complications that can come with older parents. While it is possible for the women in their 30s and 40s to have uncomplicated pregnancies, experts say they are high risk of complications like gestational diabetes and preeclampsia compared to younger mothers. Experts also notice misconceptions are causing unneeded stress and discouraging older women from trying to get pregnant.
Women should, if it's definitely within their heart's desire to speak with their obstetrician gynecologist about pregnancy, despite them being older.
If a person of advanced maternal age wants to get pregnant and does have a medical condition, doctors say to make sure those conditions are under control. If you are on certain medications, they recommend making sure they're safe to use while pregnant and start a prenatal vitamin to support a healthy pregnancy.
Amid growing safety concerns over AI, more states are passing legislation imposing harsher restrictions. Mary Bell Gonzalez has testimony from one mother who says more safeguards could have prevented the death of her son.
Megan Garcia says her 14-year-old son, Sewell Setzer III, loved to make people laugh.
He was handy with a quick joke, for sure.
But in 2023, she noticed a change.
He was more withdrawn, isolating himself in his bedroom, and he wasn't opening up. In February of 2024, he took his own life in our home.
The Florida mother believed an AI chatbot was to blame.
He had been engaging with an AI chatbot over numerous months, and those conversations were both romantic and sexual. He was in a situation where a chatbot was manipulating him.
Garcia is suing the company behind Character AI, alleging the company did not do enough to prevent Setzer from developing a relationship with a chatbot and did not adequately respond when Setzer began expressing thoughts of self-harm, according to the lawsuit. Character AI would not comment on the pending litigation, but say they have introduced new features, including self-harm resources and features focused on the safety of minor users.
We need to protect our kids and our teens and our families from the excesses of this new technology.
California Governor Gavin Newsom signed SB 243. Led by State Senator Steve Padilla, this legislation will require chatbot operators to implement safeguards around interactions with AI.
We have to rapidly rise to meet the challenge to not miss a window to provide reasonable safeguards.
I'm Mary Bell Gonzalez reporting.
Character AI says they will work with lawmakers as they develop legislation for this emerging space and will comply with laws, including SB 24, adding they work well with external experts focused on teenage online safety.
Still ahead, it's homecoming weekend. Stick around to see how much students really know about Ohio University.
We'll be back after the break, but until then, here's a look at what's coming up on your public television station.
It used to be that the other guy had a bad idea. Now the other guy is a bad guy.
Can does not mean should.
Decision time. You've got to make a call.
Criticism is legitimate. Threats are not. I've had death threats.
If this is the way we're going to start breaking the ice, then let's do it.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Every modern constitution has explicit gender equality protections except the United States.
More women than ever before were sworn into the Virginia General Assembly, vowing to reverse 46 years of failing to support the Equal Rights Amendment.
This is a vote of a lifetime. The question is, what side of history do you want to fall on?
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
Feel the wonder wherever we are.
It was kind of a moment of enlightenment.
So come get lost with me. We'll see the great unknown.
It's home to me. Wow, that's beautiful.
We could be the greatest story ever told.
When we all work together, we make change. I still believe in that.
I'm excited. You my hero, you know that, right?
Thank you.
Most people believe that doctors are healers.
Love is why we're here.
Life goes fast,
Our story is everyone's story.
but it's just the start.
Homecoming weekend here at Ohio University, and it's time to celebrate.
To kick off this weekend, WOUB Morgan's Anderson hits the bricks to test students on OU trivia.
It's homecoming week here at Ohio University, and we're testing students on how well they know their OU history. So let's go talk to them. When was Ohio University founded?
1804.
1804. 1804. He got it.
1807.
Close. 1806. Down a little bit.
5. 3.
You skipped it.
4.
1804. What is the name of the Ohio University mascot?
Rufus.
You got it.
Rufus.
Rufus the Bobcat. Yeah, Rufus. You got it. Okay. What is the oldest building on campus?
Cutler Hall.
He got it.
Cutler Hall.
Atta girl, how'd you know that?
Just a guess.
No idea. Is it that one? Oh my God, really? Do you know the name?
To go with what I know, I'm going to say Sergeant Hall.
Cutler Hall. Who is the current president of Ohio University?
Lori.
Yes, y'all got it.
Lori Stewart Gonzagas.
Last name him, I don't know. You even got the middle. Good job. Yes.
Barack Obama.
Close. Lori Gonzalez. What is the name of the university's fight song?
Oh. It's Stand Up and Cheer, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at you. Got it.
Turn it up to 110.
We should turn it up to 110.
Fight song? Ooh, I don't know the name of the fight song. I'm gonna go Bobcats.
I love it. What Ivy League institution were the Ohio University Squirrels imported from?
Harvard.
Yes. Way to go.
I'm just gonna guess Harvard.
Atta girl.
Ohio State.
Harvard.
I guess that.
Well, it's homecoming week. A lot of families are here, a lot of alumni. What can they expect for this weekend's game and weather?
Well, at least heading into tomorrow, it's going to be a lot warmer of a day, but we have to get through tonight first, and it's going to be a bit of a cooler night out there. We're going to see our lows dip down into the mid to low 40s just for most of the surrounding areas. Now, heading into tonight, we'll see that overnight low in Athens at least with 48 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Then heading into tomorrow and the rest of the week, we'll see that sunshine come right back throughout those clouds with a high of 82 and a low of 59. We'll see that rain return back on Sunday, 100% chance of showers, high of 71 and a low of 41. Then heading into Monday, that rain clears out. We'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 64 and a low of 44. Right back into that rain, 30% chance of showers, high of 64 and a low of 39. Heading into Wednesday, Those temperatures will drop, and then heading into the rest of the week, it's just going to be a beautiful fall week heading into the rest of next week. Well, that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Calvin Stebbins and Grant Kiefer, I'm Joshua Herner.
Thank you. And I'm Serenity Prophet. Stay tuned to PBS NewsHour coming up next. Have a great night.